Law, Doflamingo, and Fujitora are about to throw down in my review of One Piece, episode 642. The hype meter just went from, this is pretty good, to, oh yeah, shit's about to get badass. Law, Doflamingo, Fujitora, all together, one spot, shit is clearly about to go down, and I'm really excited. This episode itself was okay, it was really just sort of a setup episode, but I'm really excited to see where they're going with this battle, especially with all the implications they had at the very end about Doflamingo and his possible lineage. He might actually be a celestial dragon, or he might be related to a celestial dragon in some way, and that all sort of makes sense when you see how this episode works, because they give us a little insight into why the kingdom is not freaking out anymore over the fact that Doflamingo has left the throne. Basically, CP0 arrived, and they actually get to speak. That one dude who has the white face, I actually thought that was a mask, but believe it or not, it's apparently like face paint, and he's able to talk to them, and he lets them know that that was all actually false claims in the newspapers. It's not actually true. He has not left the throne. And this is all, of course, a big trick to trick these Straw Hat Pirates in, to fuck their shit up, get Caesar Clown back. And what's really also cool about this episode is that Fujitora is getting caught up in all of this. And when they all meet each other at the end, just all three of them, I'm instantly reminded of the Sergio Leone classic, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. If you have not seen that classic Western movie with Clint Eastwood, you'll know what I mean. Just seeing these three guys here. You have the good, that's Law. You have the bad, that's Doflamingo, and I guess that makes Fujitora the ugly. But I cannot wait to see where this is going. It's gonna be so fun. And the fact that frickin' Doflamingo might be a celestial dragon makes a lot of sense. I guess that's why he was able to get CP0 to come to the island and everything and tell everybody this, because they work directly for the celestial dragon. So everything is sort of adding up here, but I can't wait to see how his story ties into that. But other cool things this week. At the beginning of the episode, there was a cool little action scene with Sanji and Violet, and as much as I don't want to admit it, that scene at the beginning where he was attacking Doflamingo's goons was probably the best animated scene of the entire episode. That's not to say there wasn't some action this week. You actually got to see Luffy going all badass in the frickin' tournament. He's actually going up against all of these big new dudes. There's this one guy with a massive hammer. What's really funny about this scene is he's trying his best not to reveal his devil fruit powers, but he's failing pretty miserably here, and he's coming up with a lot of bullshit excuses, and eventually he just starts beating his opponents with normal punches. I just think it's amazing that everybody's noticing this, but no one's really putting the pieces together too much, and Cavendish is actually off to the side, and he's flipping his shit because he wants to get in there and shove his sword right up Luffy's ass, but that's not going to happen. The guards are not going to let him do that. One thing that I find interesting is Fujitora's reaction to Doflamingo and his plan. It doesn't really seem to sit too well with him. And that makes me curious as to how he's going to react in this upcoming battle. If he's going to clearly just fight with Doflamingo, or if they're actually all going to start fighting against each other. It's going to be really intense either way. But another thing that really dawned on me in this episode is, with all the new characters they're introducing, there are a lot of new candidates for the Straw Hat Pirate crew. And I think that's something we need to get back into, because it's been a long time since we had a new crew member. The last one was Brook, and that was back in the first half of the series. We've gone through a couple arcs since then, and that's sort of like broken the tradition of almost every single arc introducing a brand new crew member. And as much as I still want Jinbei to come back and join the crew, there's a lot of really great candidates here. And, you know, they can be even the most minuscule type of characters. You know, obviously I think Rebecca has a chance. I think even Violet has a chance with her very unique devil fruit powers. And the fact that she's having a pretty strong relationship with Sanji. This could actually be his actual potential love interest. Who knows? And even Caesar Clown, as annoying of an asshole as he is, he could possibly turn around and somehow become a member of this crew. You never know. Hell, frickin' Bellamy could even join, Don Chinchao. There are so many possibilities for the rest of this arc. Not to mention, they didn't even go back to all the other, story arcs that are going on with, Nami and them back on the ship, Zoro going off on his own little adventure, and even the stuff with the Tontada Kingdom. There was a small scene where Nico Robin came up out of the ground. It's amazing to see how far her powers have come just from being able to just slap people with her fists. Now she can create clones that can go through the dirt like frickin' Zetsu from Naruto. All I know is this was a pretty good episode, so let's give you the rundown on this week's episode. First, animation and artwork. It was pretty good. The animation when it was there was good, but for the most part, a lot of just still images and mouths moving. But the intro scene at the beginning with Sanji fighting was pretty damn awesome, and it's pretty obvious we're going to have a really big fight coming, so they'll probably put a lot of their budget into that. Other things that I really liked about this episode, just the entire tone of it. It was a really nice build-up episode with a lot of different elements going on, and that's getting me really excited for next week. However, the episode was a little slow at the beginning, especially with all of the flashbacks they do, but they do that every single week, so I'm not going to drop it down too much. But I will give this week's episode an 8 out of 10. It was still really entertaining, and the hype is building for this upcoming ridiculous battle. So get ready to check it out, guys. Shit's about to go down. If you guys had a chance to check out this week's episode of One Piece, please tell me what you thought about it with your comments below. Did you have any favorite little moments? What do you think's going to happen with the upcoming battle with Law, Fujitora, and Doflamingo? Remember, guys, before you leave, to hit that like button so you can give this video a thumbs up. It's really easy to do, and it helps out these videos tremendously. And if you want, you could subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, so you can see all of our latest manga and anime reviews. Speaking of new anime reviews, I'm reviewing the brand new JoJo's Bizarre Adventure series, Stardust Crusaders, and it kicks ass, for a lack of better words. It's incredible, guys. I'm loving it. If you're into action anime at all, I highly suggest you check out this series. So check out my reviews. I'll put a link for one at the end of the video. You can also check us out on that newfangled Facebook and Twitter stuff. I'll put links for those in the description box as well. So, I'll see you next time, guys. Super Kami Guru 9000. Out.